Getting real. We have Mark Halperin predicting it is almost certainly that Trump is about to win. We also have Jon Stewart laughing in the face of disgraced Tim Walz as he's making fun of him and also admitting that Kamala's losing because of the stupidest strategy of having Liz Cheney on the cabinet. We got a lot more to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. I need you guys to smash the like button. We are very close to the election. Donald Trump is coming to Madison Square Garden. We're going to be there. We're going to be covering all this stuff. A lot of big things coming for this channel. But first, we got to talk about Eminem at the rally in Detroit. We got to talk about Kamala and Hillary comparisons. She's copying Kamala. So we have a lot to talk about. We also got Kamala's rally empty. We have a lot of things to talk about. Here's Eminem, by the way. This just happened. Obama's on stage right now. By the way, smash the like button if you guys can. As always, that does help. But we got Eminem, who claims that he hates Donald Trump, on stage right now because all the celebrities, all hip-hop artists right now are in huge panic over electing Kamala because of a lot of more secrets coming out. So let's go to the clip that brought you guys here. Let's go here real quick to Comedy Central, where the Daily Show host Jon Stewart is laughing in the face of Tim Walz for not knowing how to handle a weapon. And then he does this. Take a listen.
One of the real first qualifications of being a vice president is obviously rifle safety. I think.
Yes, it is.
You know, I can't think of a vice president in recent memory that used a shotgun irresponsibly. Nothing comes to mind.
What is he talking about right there? Just a question. What is he talking about right there? What is he talking about?
Oh, that's right. How was that? The Cheney thing. Do we really have to do that?
Look, it goes broader than that. Look, Bernie Sanders, Dick Cheney, Taylor Swift.
No.
The shooting.
Bernie Sanders, Taylor Swift, and Liz Cheney. What lineup is that? What lineup is that? Even Jon Stewart is like, oh. And Jon Stewart is so liberal. He's so liberal. Like, he wants Kamala to win. We know this. He doesn't like Trump deranged. Sometimes he's very funny when it comes to politics. But right here, he goes right into the gritty.
The Cheney thing. Do we really have to do that?
Look, it goes broader than that. Look, Bernie Sanders, Dick Cheney, Taylor Swift.
No.
The shooting.
No.
Having the Cheneys on board.
Nah, you can't Dick Cheney or Taylor Swift. No.
We're a big tent.
What country did Taylor Swift get us to invade? No.
Wow. So he's admitting that that's a bad plan, but here's Kamala and Liz Cheney right next to each other. Have you guys seen this? Democrats are furious. Democrats like Jon Stewart are furious because they know this is one of the main reasons she's losing. It's because she's not actually talking to any conservatives or actually trying to reach out to conservatives. She's just talking to Trump deranged Republicans like Liz Cheney, who lose their elections by landslides. Take a look at this.
If I can just speak to what people are feeling. We cannot despair. We cannot despair. You know, the nature of a democracy is such that I think there's a duality. On the one hand, there's an incredible strength when our democracy is intact, an incredible strength in what it does to protect the freedoms and rights of its people. Oh, there's great strength in that.
It's called the Constitution. It has nothing to do with democracy, really. It has everything to do with the Constitution of the United States of America. The greatest man-made thing, object, whatever it is that you want to call the Constitution, you give it whatever name, that is the greatest invention in mankind. That's what protects us. But here she is with Liz Cheney speaking about democracy.
And it is very fragile. It is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. And so that's the moment we're in. And I say do not despair, because in a democracy, as long as we can keep it in our democracy, the people, every individual has the power to make a decision about what this will be. And so let's not feel powerless. Let's not let and I get it, overwhelming nature of this all make us feel.
Somebody said this BS does not work on me. Well, yeah, I just wanted to show you guys her and Liz Cheney next to each other.
We have
and Democrats really hate that. And that is one of the main reasons why she's losing. Now, another reason why she's losing is because Kamala is taking the Hillary Clinton route that Hillary Clinton took in 2016, the very aggressive, mad woman who wants to take down the misogynist Donald Trump. Well, Fox News did something because they saw that she's ripping notes from Hillary's playbook. Take a listen.
Sick and tired of the negative, dark, divisive, dangerous vision and behavior of people who support Donald Trump. It is time for us to say no. We are not going backwards. We're going forward.
Yeah, this is not gonna work. Yeah, try again, buddy. This in 2024 not working. They don't even know it. It's not working. It's truly remarkably. Oh my God, I can't even speak. See, when you listen to Kamala Harris for too long, you start forgetting how to speak English. Well, now let's go to the rally. Ladies and gentlemen, anybody grew up a fan of Eminem? Has anybody grown up a fan of Eminem? Because apparently Eminem is urging people to vote for Kamala Harris. Take a listen.
What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please.
Yeah, we're going to vote. Guys, we're going to vote. But we're not going to vote for the candidate that you want because you're so deranged to see. This is another out of touch millionaire rapper in his 50s. Out of touch.
I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
Yeah, well, Eminem, you're so out of touch that you think that message right there that you just told, you think that applies to Democrats, but it applies more to center right folks. Ask Tulsi Gabbard for some reason. She spoke out against the Biden-Harris administration, and she got put on the a terrorist watch list. So that message is not really going to resonate with the left as much as it will probably resonate with people who used to be on the left. But let's hear this guy out.
I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
And the crowd doesn't go as wild as they used to. So you see the game plan here from the Democrats. You see what's going on. Bring Obama at all costs. Bring Eminem, right? Bring the big celebrity. Bring the big rapper. Bring Lizzo, right? And then introduce Barack Obama so that way he could tell us why we as men are misogynists for not voting for Kamala Harris. That is the Democratic plan, and it's not working. In fact, they're having buyer's remorse. They just won't admit it because they really want to win, and the election is just too close. Take a listen.
Democrats are having some serious buyer's remorse. First, they tried selling us on Joe Biden being the greatest president since FDR. Then they sold him out for pennies on the dollar. With the change they got from selling Biden for scrap, they picked up Kamala. She was a fixer-upper. They poured hundreds of millions into her. Still nothing. At a funeral last week, Biden was caught whispering to Obama that Kamala isn't as strong as he is. Obama responded, "I know." That's according to a lip reader. Obama was the architect of the Biden coup, along with Nancy. Now, he's having second thoughts. But you can't pull off 2 coups in 3 months. So the Obamas, both of them, doubling down on their bad investment, campaigning for Kamala in major swing states. Obama really isn't the surrogate he used to be, though. He blew it when he called black guys sexist traitors for backing Trump.
Yep, they blew it all right. Now he's on stage with Eminem being introduced in Detroit.
And now he's telling voters he gets why they want to change from the Biden-Harris White House.
So I get why people are looking to shake things up. It's understandable. I understand it. What I cannot understand is why anybody would think that Donald Trump will shake things up in a way that is good for you.
He already did. Yo, Barack, he already did.
Because there's absolutely no evidence that this man thinks about anybody but himself.
Well, the evidence was 4 years, and he did think about you. Trump's the biggest disruptor in Washington. All he does is shake things up. And when the country's on the wrong track, like now, that's what you need. Harris can't even tell us what she'll do differently than the Biden-Harris administration.
President Biden said this week that every president has to cut their own path. What is one policy that you would have done differently over these last 3.5 years than President Biden?
I mean, to be very candid with you, even including Mike Pence, vice presidents are not critical of their presidents. I think that really actually, in terms of the tradition of it and also just going forward, it does not make for a productive and important relationship.
So still nothing? Kamala's a traditional gal. She'll overthrow the president, but won't say Bidenomics isn't working. That's a step too far. She called Joe racist. Now she can't even call him a big spender. They're not friends. NBC reports Kamala and Biden won't even campaign together. Don't expect to see them in the same room until long after the election. Kamala would throw Biden under the bus in a heartbeat if she had any ideas of her own, but she doesn't. So she has to plagiarize the plagiarist. But just like Biden, Kamala's polls not looking so hot. The blue wall's crumbling, and Democrat bench warmers can't explain it.
Look at the polls. I mean, just a couple of elections ago, this blue wall was almost guaranteed for Democrats. I know you've seen enthusiasm. I know you're working hard, but the polls really aren't showing. Who did the Democrats lose over these years?
I think if you even go back 8 years, all 3 of our states went for Donald Trump. And then all 3 of us were elected and reelected.
Donald Trump's message is getting through. Kamala Harris's message, since she is tied in with the Biden administration, even if things are improving, they're still blaming her for that.
Look, Martha, respectfully, I don't hear that when I'm out and about.
Because he doesn't listen. Half the party's in denial, the other half's panicking. Jill Stein, a third-party candidate that really no one's heard of, is sending shivers up Kamala's spine. Kamala's deploying a major ad blitz against her because she's worried Stein's going to eat into her base in swing states, just like Stein did to Crooked. Stein says instead of blaming her, Democrats should look inward. Democrats aren't really good at self-reflection, but they can point fingers. Democrats are accusing Kamala's Pennsylvania campaign manager of going AWOL. They say the state's a mess and incredibly frustrating. And the Harris team doesn't have the relationships to navigate the Philly politics scene. Kamala can't win this election without Philly or the media. But they're in a civil war too. Liberal outlet Salon says, if Trump wins, blame the New York Times. They say the Times going too easy on Trump. The blame's going everywhere. Well, except the Democrat Party. They're already fingering white folks for Kamala's loss.
What I think is a mistake is to let white folks escape the accountability that they must face for not showing up to save democracy themselves. The responsibility of saving democracy should be on the largest demographic in this country. That is white men and white women.
Democrats keep scolding voters, and it's only scaring them into Trump's arms. The only people Democrats have to blame are themselves. They've spent years selling out huge swaths of voters in exchange for
Yeah, man, they're blaming you guys. Golly.
Progressive medals to pin on their chests. We'll see how that works out in 2.
Yo, she just literally like, it's crazy that they really like believe these lies. Like, oh, the Democrats, democracy, we gotta save democracy. When Trump becomes president again, which I believe he will become president again, when he does, we're gonna finally, because we already saw it for 4 years already, but people so quickly to forget that Trump did not end democracy. He's not gonna end democracy. America's gonna get back on track. We're gonna be good, and we're just gonna have the final laugh. Clowns like Angela Rye, in my opinion, are the problem. Well, here's Mark Halperin, friend of the show, giving us a huge update on what he believes we're going to be. Shout out to Mark Halperin. This guy's doing amazing work. Watch what he says here about the election. Too close, too big to rig. Take a listen.
Good morning, everybody. Let's lead.
Whoa, we got a new member. Oh, snap. You guys can become members. If you haven't smashed the like button, I forgot all about this. You guys can become members. Now, I don't know how you can become members. We'll continue the show. I'm sorry to interrupt real quick. I just saw we got a new member, Tammy Wilkstrom. Sorry, I can't see. I guess you guys can become a member by clicking something. I don't know what it is that you got to click to become a member of this super chats. I don't know how to be. I don't know how you guys can become members of this, but thank you.
With the lead, as they say in journalism, if the early vote numbers stay the way they are, and that's a big if, we'll almost certainly know before Election Day who's going to win the election. We're going to talk a lot about that. The reasons why Democrats might be underperforming, the prospect that they'll recover. But again, make no mistake, if these numbers hold up in the states where we can understand even partially what the data is like, we'll know that Donald Trump's going to be president on Election Day. So we're going to talk about that, but I didn't want to bury that.
You guys hear that? So we're going to know Trump is going to become president before the election. So that way, if something dramatic does happen like it did in 2020, well, we'll know that they actually cheated this time, and we'll keep an eye out for that. But we kind of already see where this is going because the posters this year are way more intensified. It's more intensity going in on polls and basically the direction of where the election is going.
That because it's extraordinarily.
Make sure you go out and vote. The most important thing is for you guys to go out and vote. We got another new. I have no idea how you guys are doing that, but we got people becoming members. Somebody explain to me how you guys are becoming members of the show, but thank you for becoming a member. Thank you.
Important. And we got to track that day to day. That's more important than the polls right now. It's more important than almost anything because it's giving us insight into a variety of factors that are accounting for a Republican overperformance by various metrics in the early voting in the battleground state. Good morning, everybody. Let's lead with the lead.
So there you ho. There you ho. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I did see something happening already. Shout out to George. This has 8 million views. This is something we got to watch out for.
James Carpenter. I just voted in the White Settlement election. I voted for one president, checked it on the video screen. When I got the paper ballot, it had the other candidate's name on it. Check your paper ballots, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Lucas Clark. I voted here at White Settlement Library in Fort Worth. I was in line for about 45 minutes, and there were 2 people that came out and said that their ballots were changed. So everybody double check your printed out ballots. They go in there and they vote, and once they print out their ballot, it's different. So.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. This is in. Voters in Tarrant County, Texas, are reporting that the machines are flipping their votes from Trump to Kamala Harris. The voters are urging everyone else to check their printed ballots before submitting them. So this is something that you guys got to be on the lookout for when you guys go to vote. That's something that was reported on October 21st, which was yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. This has 7.5 million views, 105,000 likes. I like it. Shout out to George, friend of the show. Doing great reporting. That very important, guys. But these are things that are happening that we just got to be on the lookout for, because if we're not on the lookout for these things, then we can't report on these things. Yeah, pretty crazy. I was on RSBN earlier. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I was on the RSBN earlier. RSBN, shout out to the Right Side Broadcast Network. Shout out to Matt right there. He hit me up. He said he wanted to do an interview. We're going to be doing something big with RSBN for the MSG appearance in New York City. But here's some of what it looked like. Or somewhere really far, somewhere that we don't even know where they're coming from, right? Most of the time, a lot of people say, oh, it's just Mexicans or just South Americans. No, that's not the case, specifically in New York. And we just don't know, right? We had 180, I think the DHS confirmed that there was 180 people on the FBI watch list, terrorists. So we had so many people cross the border who are not vetted that we don't know who they are. And in New York City, we saw this happen right away, right? We saw Tren de Aragua. We see them, right? We saw there's a gang that was formed on Times Square. They call it the Diablito. So there's a lot of things that happen through the southern border that the DHS has confirmed that there's a lot of deaths of people trying to come through, right? And so these are things that we are seeing and things that we are dealing with, which is economically affecting New York City as a whole. I decided to show that because thought it was important. What would you guys think of me if I worked for the Right Side Broadcast Network? If I was a host part-time or something like that? What do you guys think about that? Maybe we could do something. How are you guys becoming members? We got another member. Hamlin Jr. just became a member. We got another. But how are you guys doing this? I know that I was eligible for the memberships, but I don't know how it is that you could become a member of this channel. I really don't. I'm having a lot of trouble. Somebody teach me. How do you become a member of this channel? Somebody said, what happened to Eminem? Man, if I'm being honest, I have no idea. He's just going off. He's going off too deep, man. Too deep. He's gone off way too deep. But this is Eminem right here. Join button. I don't even see a join button, guys. You guys, somebody, one of my moderators are gonna have to tell me. Somebody said, click the button, click the join button next to your channel and name under your video. The join. I don't see a join button, guys. I really don't. How in the world are you guys seeing this join button? I don't know. I don't know how you guys are seeing this. I don't see the join button. I guess some of you guys can see it and then some of you guys can't, but that's totally fine with me. Appreciate you guys. Hey, we're going to be back in a bit. Tulsi Gabbard we got another member. Wow, you guys are becoming members. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm on an iPhone, so I guess I can't see it. Some people can see it. I can't see it. iPhone people can't. Wow, that's terrible. We all have iPhones, don't we? iPhone app does not have it. That's insanely whack. Tulsi Gabbard just made a huge announcement about leaving the Democratic Party to join the Republican Party. We're going to be talking about that next. We have a huge show coming up next in a bit, around 9:45, 10 p.m. Thank you guys for joining. Smash the like button. Thank you for becoming members of this channel. Appreciate that. That means the world to me, guys. That really does. And right before the election, we got some big things coming up after the election that we're going to be covering. By you guys becoming members, you guys are helping me a lot. So thank you so much. And I'll see you guys on the next one.